Sometimes some films go slipping through the cracks, but these two podcasters are picking up the slack because we're talking movies, we're talking Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, starring the voices of Adam Sandberg and John Mulaney. Written by Dan McGregor and Doug Mand, and directed by Akiva Schaffer. Kris, he's got those Polar Express eyes.
So first off, that was fucking awful. I know this is a radio style medium for those that aren't watching on YouTube, but if you look at my face, this is the face of Scott singing. Okay, but you know what? This actually goes right up to you, Scott. You're not second banana. I'm a banana, and you're just another banana. Two bananas.
Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? As Scott tried to point out with his just god-awful singing, we're doing the direct-to-Disney Plus reboot, remake, don't call it a comeback, Chippendales Rescue Rangers from 2022. As far as I'm concerned, this shouldn't even be on our fucking show, so I'm going to throw it to Scott to explain why it is. Take it away, Scott.
Not everything can be A24, man. Not everything can be A24 produced.
It actually could. Like, they put out enough content. We could literally just pivot to, how'd you like that A24 movie? Pivot! A24, if you're listening and actually you want to pay us to do that, we are more than happy. We could actually just get rid of Scott. A24, if you would like me to just come and do a podcast about your show, I am totally open for it. My phone number is 97. Anyway.
That was good. That was good. You know, you could have just been like, you can reach out to us on our website and hit the contact link, but sure, you could have done that, Joe.
I don't understand fucking tech. Like, I can't even plug our own website in my bit there. Okay, man, seriously, I'm really disappointed that we are doing this film. It has no business having a review and a podcast show, media criticism, et cetera, et cetera. Fuck, like, go. How is this even in our slot?
Get your head out of your ass.
Especially when we're.
See, I think, yeah.
The next film we're doing is Top Gun Maverick, the fucking sequel to the greatest movie ever made. So maybe this is just the lull before the storm. Okay, go.
Okay. But anyways, well, first of all, like, I think in reality, like, our two lifestyles are kind of different now. Your kids are older, right?
Oh, that lifestyle. We're talking about that lifestyle.
Yeah,
okay,
that one.
Cool.
Right. So like this was something on my kids' schedule, right? Like, they were looking forward to.
They've been like fucking pumped to watch this.
Yeah,
I definitely want to dig into this.
Yeah. After the first trailer, which was like one of those like behind the music kind of like parody trailers.
Okay.
It looked funny, and so I was like, all right, if I'm gonna watch it anyways, and if Kris is too lazy to pick movies except for Top Gun, let's just pick this movie then.
So basically, you basically set like a bear trap. You're like, Kris has been lazy lately, kids kind of want to watch this movie, so I'll just do this setup, and if he's not coming with some fucking European, Cannes Film Festival thing, I'm just gonna be like, well, I mean, we could do, I don't know where I would get this from, but I mean, we could do this film. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I probably wasn't even paying attention to what films we had picked. And you're like, yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Score. Kind of like that?
Kind of. Well, I think after a month of you just picking porn movies, we keep going back to the PG.
What did I just send you, like, when we were picking these films? What was the next film that, even after that run of like A24, primarily A24, porn-inspired films, what did I send you?
Wasn't it another A24 film, Pleasure?
About porn.
Yeah.
And so what was your comment to me about that?
Well, it was like, are you making a porn movie or are you researching one? Is like this just a reason for you to watch a guy's dick and not feel like bad about it? I don't know. But So in terms of this film, now this, yeah, I'll admit I didn't have much, what's the word I'm looking for, Chris?
I don't know, because I don't have any. You're not giving me any context. What is the fill in the word?
Yes. No.
Emotional investment.
Yeah,
love
I
from your
did. Yeah,
family.
I didn't. No, it was. Yeah, I don't have that, but I didn't think much. Like, I didn't think this movie was going to be like
Oh, you didn't have a lot of
amazing.
expectations. Like,
No,
you weren't
no,
going
no.
in it like thinking like, this is it, man. Indie
This is.
Spirit Award, here you come.
Oh, I was like, this one's taking the Oscars by storm. Which now, after watching it, it probably will. But now, in terms of,
I mean, the Oscars is just becoming like the People's fucking Choice Award anyway. So sure,
yeah.
fuck
So
it, why not? Best Picture, done.
Yeah, like in terms of this, so it's technically in the vein of like, should we do spoilers and stuff? Like, do you want to do spoilers?
Can we try to stay away from? Can you at least like notify their spoilers? Because we try not to spoil the movie. I mean, we can talk about the fact there's cameos and all that jazz. I mean, there's not really much to spoil. It's the general.
What I mean,
the general
like, in terms
concept
of
of it is a pretty linear buddy crime. Switch the evil at the end. Like it's again, it's not M. Night fucking Shyamalan here, right? So go ahead, man, do your thing.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is it's kind of more in the vein of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit than anything.
Sure.
Right? Like,
sure.
It's the cartoons and the humans all live together, and Chippendales are actors. And then
strippers.
Which does make a mention in this film.
That's right. That's what I actually thought. We were just continuing down the line of sex work inspired films. I was like, oh, we're doing a fucking Chippendales. They've got a movie now. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's called Magic Mike.
Up, ready, and I was like, what's going on here? Do I got the right movie? Yeah. I did, but I also didn't.
Now, going back, like, this is our childhood pretty much, like the Disney afternoon.
Okay, so this is what I want to talk about. So first I want to ask, you said your children were interested. Do they even know what the Chippendales Rescue Rangers are, or did you
yes, thanks
watch
to
that trailer and go, oh, that looks interesting?
No, thanks to Disney Plus. My son has watched every single episode of Chippendales prior to this, right? Because it was just like, okay, what am I gonna watch, kind of thing. And then when he goes to his age group, this came on. He enjoyed it. Then this trailer came out. So then my other kid went back and watched the show. Now, as a kid, I watched it. Did you? Did you watch Chippendales?
Yeah, I watched it a bit. To be honest, I'm a bit shocked that this is, and maybe actually you alluded to it indirectly there. The fact that it's on Disney Plus, so there is a fan base of new people that are watching it because it's available. But out of like the entire Disney catalog, like, I mean, there's classic childlike stuff like the Muppets that I'm like, oh, okay, I understand why you're doing a fucking Muppet movie. Like the Chippendales, I'm like, what are we doing? Tailspin next? Are we doing the fucking Dummy Bears? Like,
buddy, it's fucking Darkwing Duck next.
I saw that too.
They alluded to it. They alluded to it.
But I'm like, this, like, was there really and they allude to this in the film, like, nobody wanted a Chippendales Rescue Rangers reboot. And I kind of agree, even though they were joking. I'm like, who the fuck asked for this movie? Like, out of all the Disney catalog, this is what they're deciding to try to put. Like, they also make references to this. They're not Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was a show that I could be like, man, that and the Smurfs. Yeah, those were big fucking shows. Remember, I'm a bit older than you two, so maybe I missed the, I don't know, crescendo on this fucking show. But
well, not only that, but I think the way, like, I will give the writers like Dan Greger and Doug Mann credit. It really was like it was one of those two-prong kind of written. Like, you have the jokes for the adults, and then you have the jokes for the kids, like similar to Shrek, right? Like, if you can catch
everything Pixar's ever done.
Eddie, you're not Donald Duck. Put some pants on, please.
So, and the fact that they were
or Happy Time Murders, although none of that was for children.
Yeah, sure enough. I was gonna say, but the fact that they're self-defecating their own product, right?
It's self-deprecating, not defecating.
Well,
But I like that too.
They're
They were
shitting
kinda
on it.
shitting on themselves.
They're shitting on it, right? They're shitting on it the whole time. And then, but it just made
Self-defecating.
but it
Does
just
someone else normally shit for you? Because all
Well-
defecating is typically self-defecating.
Well, I was gonna say, well, if you've been watching the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, there is people that have been shitting for other people, right? But,
My side of the bed was human fecal matter.
I got my assistant to do it. That's how rich I am.
they shit for me. Or what was it? North Korea's guy apparently doesn't shit because he's perfect.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool story, brah. Keep going, man.
You didn't get that? That was from the interview with Seth Rogen, who's also in this movie.
Seth Rogen was actually my favorite part about this film. He was really, really good. And this even has Will Arnett, who I also thoroughly enjoy. And surprisingly, both those motherfuckers are from Canada. Can.
And
And they're both from, we got Will Arnett is from Toronto with family from Winnipeg. Go Winnipeg, the prairies. And yeah, Seth Rogen's from BC. So we got the West, we got Central, fucking the entire country represented in one film. Boom.
the entire country.
Yeah, I mean, like there's back in the Maritimes, but I mean, we don't talk.
But now, obviously, you didn't enjoy this, right? Like you.
I thought it was fine. But I'm like, why am I like, what value on a film movie podcast other than the fact that, yeah, it is a movie, didn't have a theatrical run, it was direct to streaming, which in itself is not, doesn't, negate the ability for it to be kind of like spoken about. But like, this was like Disney jerking off its intellectual property. Again, I don't know, like, I couldn't find any information of like why they chose out of their entire catalog the Chippendale Rescue Rangers as their fucking comeback show. Like I don't understand that logic. Did you?
Well, I think it's just no. I just think it's literally, to me, it was kind of like I was saying before, like the joke on the joke, where they're like, okay, and it's the whole reason why Dale's and CGI and Chip's not. Is Disney like just redoing their old cartoons into live action stuff, right? To be like, here, instead of rewriting something, we're just gonna do this, and you're gonna watch the same movie.
Sure,
but now
the Lion King has like a fan base, right? People are like, oh, the Lion King, like, oh, now you're gonna turn it live action, and I get it. I do get the jokes. Actually, you know what? This is a good. I'm just gonna use that. So Richard Whitaker from the Austin Chronicle had this to say. I totally agree. A truly baffling. You don't know who any of these people are. You never know who they are.
What's the Austin Chronicle?
It is the Chronicle from Austin, Texas. That's what it is. Okay.
So the local newspaper?
Yes, a local newspaper in Austin, Texas. I'm pretty sure it's Texas. I'm not 100% if it is that Austin. I didn't confirm it.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Anyway, Richard Whitaker of the Austin Chronicle. A truly baffling succession of entertainment industry in-jokes about life after fame, framed with a Roger Rabbit style live action cartoon hybrid, which also happened to have Roger Rabbit in it. And when I was doing my background, they really wanted to get that vibe, the like live action, serious kind of film, an homage to Roger Rabbit. So I looked at the rating. This has got like a soft PG rating. And Roger Rabbit had a PG-13 in the 90s, in the 80s when it came out. And they figured that would be like almost an R rating now. So the thing with Roger Rabbit is like, yes, they use cartoons and live action, but Roger Rabbit was like not a kid's film. It was like a grown-up film. This is a kid's film. This is exactly what you talked about. It's like a film that your children watch and you can go, nostalgia. It just felt very ham-fisted. Like I said, Seth Rogen was hilarious. I mean, I really like him as the 2000s era animation.
The World of Warcraft.
Yeah, where you can't see and stuff like that. Like,
He's got those polar express eyes.
Are you talking to us? Obviously. I said, who are you?
Yeah.
He was funny. He's a funny guy. I like him. I like Seth Rogen a lot. Make sure we tag him on Twitter so that he can share us around with Ryan Reynolds.
But
Did did your kids like it? Because
yes,
that seems like the
I asked them. I'm like, out of 5, what would you give this? One gave it a 4, one gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
So they don't like the movies I pick, but they're giving this like almost like across the board like good ratings. I think your children don't understand movies.
See, no, but I think you don't understand movies for kids. Like this movie, not only like it's not about the plot or anything. It was all about the pop. Like when all of a sudden
pop stars never stop popping.
Which is an awesome movie that these guys also written and
directed. It was directed by Akafiva. How do you say his first name?
I don't know.
Yeah, Schaefer, who's also members of the Lonely Island.
Yeah.
And obviously Andy Samberg is in it. They're both in it because they're both from the Lonely Island, right? So
But yeah, just the pop of, you know, Chippendales riding fucking My Little Ponies, right? Seeing like all of a sudden the bad guy having like Optimus Prime's leg, right? Like them piecing it together, like, oh my god, that's that.
Piecing it together like Voltron or Lego,
which also were in this movie, right? Like,
I did watch it.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, like, the amount fucking Disney would have probably had to pay to like fucking license all these things that weren't theirs too to put it in here. That's like ballsy too.
Oh yeah, because Disney is really tight on fucking money.
No, but really, like think about it.
They don't give a fuck.
Like the joke. Like my favorite joke in this movie was the Batman versus E.T.
Okay. Yeah, that one looks pretty good.
E.T. forgive Bat.
Fine.
That was your favorite joke?
Yeah, because it's literally like a dig against Warner Brothers. Like they can't come up with anything except Batman against somebody to try to make money. Right? And now it's fucking Batman against E.T. right? To try to make money. So,
see, it's funnier when you talk about it. When I watched it, I was like, oh, I didn't even get that reference, like the Warner Brothers reference.
Well, now we know who the real critic is.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
So actually, on the topic of Warner Brothers, though, so a parallel I would make is the new Matrix that came out, right? And it's very meta, right? It's talking about itself. It's poking fun at the people that made it.
I'm sure you can understand why our beloved parent company, Warner Brothers, has decided to make a sequel to the trilogy.
What?
They informed me they're going to do it with or without us.
I thought they couldn't do that.
Oh, they can.
The difference is that Warner Brothers, I can never say the twins' names, like the Wachowskis or whatever. They've been asked since the Matrix finished, like to make a fucking movie every year, and they were like, no. So finally, they're like, fine, Warner Brothers, you want a fucking movie? We're basically gonna like mock you internally throughout the movie. This is Disney making their own movie and then being like, it'd be kind of cool if we like mocked ourselves.
Yeah,
when
but
we made the movie.
who did they?
Like, it's not
they
the
actually.
same.
No, I agree, but in reality, they didn't really. Everybody they were mocking were the other studios, right? Like again, spoiler: Ugly Sonic was a knock on Paramount for re-edited, and then rechanging them, right, to make them. So they knocked Warner Brothers.
The idea of like the live action being remade, that's Disney. That's Disney trying to like be like, yeah, we get it. This is what we do, but look, like we're cool too. We can make fun of ourselves. And it's like, no, you're just wheeling out mostly your intellectual property and being like, when I watched it, I was like, yeah, that's right. Disney owns a lot of shit now, like The Simpsons and a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then making fun of the whole like bootleg shit.
No. He's been bootlegged.
Did you have like a favorite cameo in terms of this or like pop up? Okay. Mine was the Swedish chef who's a drug dealer.
Cheese. Let's see. We've got the Munster, the Gouda, the Brie.
Do you have any stinky cheese?
So that is not
That was the Swedish Chef.
Cameo. That is the character doing something interesting. The cameo is the famous person voicing said Swedish Chef. And that wasn't the Swedish Chef, by the way. That was a cheese merchant that had a fun accent, but that was not.
He was
the
like
Swedish Chef.
burger.
It wasn't the Swedish Chef. Like there was maybe a mock attempt. Maybe it was the
bootleg version
of the Swedish Chef. It was the Icelandic chef. So the director Akiva Schaffer. So as we said, he's a member of Lonely Island. Did Hot Rod, which obviously Andy Samberg is in, and so is Will Arnett. The Watch and Pop Stars Never Stopping. Basically an Oscar-winning performance by Andy Samberg in that as well. Playing a Justin Bieber character. Justin Bieber also from Canada. So there we go. Triple threat. Triple maple. Bing, bing, bing.
What's that?
What?
Oh, never mind. We can say that if we have.
If Scott wants to know what I said, he can listen to our podcast.
No. I was gonna say like I didn't think he was really a Justin Bieber. I thought it was more of like a Justin Timberlake because it was about a band that broke up and he wanted to be the star.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll concede that. Sorry, you do not win. You don't have a triple CanCon in this episode. So interesting though. So the DOP is Larry Fong. So he did 300, The Watchmen, Sucker Punch, all very interesting. All Schneider films. Actually, so is Batman versus Superman. Look at that. I'm learning about this stuff. So I actually looked up. I'm like, so what does a DOP, what is a cinematographer, what do they do in an animated film? And surprisingly, they do exactly what they do in a real film, except they're not doing it with the camera. And they can actually sometimes have two DOPs, a layout DOP and a lighting DOP. So a layout DOP, again, frames up your shots, decides like what those camera angles are. You know, are we going to have a pan? Are we going to use a pan? Are we going to use a pan? Are we going to use a pan? No. Are we using a dolly shot? Are we using a tilt? Are we using a Dutch angle? Like whatever. Depth of focus, like what kind of lens would you use if you were shooting this live? The type of, spherical or anamorphic. So it was very interesting. And then lighting is exactly that, like how it gets gaffed. Is it dark? Would it be natural light? So I was super impressed at the fact that a real cinematographer comes on and lights this thing. That said,
as opposed to a fake cinematographer, I did not find
the cinematography overly exciting in this film. So
I hear you. Like I knew when I picked this, it wasn't going to be, your cup of tea. Because
we can do the Lightyear movie. That sounds like it's going to be super interesting. They're doing some LGBTQ stuff in there. Like Pixar does. I'm pretty sure
it's not Pixar. It's not.
It's not Pixar. Oh, no. Okay. Who's doing it?
No. Disney Animation.
Doesn't Disney own Pixar?
Yeah, but it's not a Pixar studio. It's like the people that made.
What's the fucking difference?
One studio made Cars, the other studio made Frozen.
Okay, but they're all owned by the same person.
Yeah.
Well, Walt Disney, who's frozen in the basement.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah.
But like I knew this wasn't gonna
we hope he stays frozen.
Who knows? Like based on the contact matter, being just a fun little popcorn film, I knew, that you wouldn't like it, but still in terms of Rotten Tomatoes, this is 79% for critics, 82% for our audience.
I actually checked, it's 80% with the critic, so it's even higher.
It's even higher now.
Yeah. But remember, what kind of critics are probably watching? They are not coming at it the way I'm coming at this. You don't have, the New York Times or the Washington Post or the LA Times.
I don't know. The only bad review you can find is some local fucking newspaper from maybe Austin, Texas.
Austin, Wisconsin.
Yeah. For all you know, it's a guy who literally just went on Disney Plus and just watched all 64 episodes of the cartoon Chippendales.
And we're like, this was a very long movie. It was like 6 hours long or what? No, you said 64, right? So it could be like 32 hours long or whatever. They're, so Chip and Dale. So Chip is voiced by John Mulhaney. I really like his work on Big Mouth, and his stand-up can be pretty funny. Not my favorite stand-up. And then, Andy Samberg's super funny. He's playing Dale, Hot Rod, Celeste and Jess Forever, Palm Springs. pop star, never stopping. And of course, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right? So solid voice actors, and they do the best with the script they can do. And you're right, like this is for children. I'm just more angry at you for making us review this on our show.
Are Chip and Dale. Like I'm Chip, you're Dale. I'm the insurance guy, and you're just the guy in the fucking Hawaiian shirt. Just trying to be an actor.
Oh my God, that's so accurate too. And you are an insurance guy, and he was a good insurance salesman, just like you. He won all the awards. I mean, and I like the casting of Kiki Lane as Detective Ellie Steckler. She is a very, very capable actor. She's been in If Beale Street Could Talk, Native Son, and now she's making the jump to like more like less arty stuff with Old Guard, and she was in Coming to America too. Like she's a really solid actor. You know, as you said, lots of cameos: Will Arnett, Eric Bana, Michael Key from like Key and Peele, Seth Rogen, J.K. Simmons, and then a bunch of, you know, voice actors from the original show. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was fine. It shouldn't be on a critics podcast about film, but it was fine.
Once I get paid to fucking do my opinion, then I'll consider myself a critic. Right now, I'm the old man on the lawn being like, watch this movie.
It kept my kids interested. Hey, and you didn't have to go to the movie theater. So, I mean, it is good. I think that they released it directly on their streaming service. It'd be nice to know those numbers, but it's very difficult to get those numbers. Like, I don't even know how much this thing cost. Like you said, there was a lot of other intellectual property they had to license, right? So,
yeah, but my guess is this is going to be like probably around like the 50 mil range, if I had to guess, right? Like,
you were basing that on.
It's just kind of what we've seen in terms of trend, right? In terms of these direct to the streaming platforms, they're usually between the 25 to 50. It's like the low to mid budgets, and then
sort of like your kind of like rom-com mid-budget.
Yeah, like your favorite like super intelligent movie that you fucking love so much.
You pick the worst movies sometimes, man. The worst movies. That it? You got anything else? I don't really want to talk about this movie anymore. It's fine. It's fine.
You've said it already. Just fucking shut up, and then we can go to the end shit. And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com.
I was angry. When I was watching this movie at you.
But you watched it like last night. What's
the fucking difference? If I watched it today, last night, 3 weeks ago, I still...
Yeah, but you're like, fuck it. You're probably like, I just want to go to bed and now I gotta watch this shit.
I also thought it was going to be about strippers and it wasn't. So that was disappointing. I was very much ready. I thought I was watching like a Magic Mike kind of thing.
They did have that one scene where that
they did
like that
Chippendale.
You know, they're coming up the stairs and they're like, "Who do you think you are? You're not Donald Duck. Put some pants on."
Well, and then they actually had Chippendale strippers in it, right? So
yeah, they had the full frontal.
But yes,
I think
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, yeah, if you threw this on in the middle of the afternoon or whatever, ate some popcorn and just be like, "Fuck, I remember the show. I remember the show. I remember."
Nope,
like,
still be angry with you. Still angry with you. Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.